On Sunday. We extend a very warm welcome, hearty welcome to all of you. It's a pleasure to have yet another very powerful program for northeast part of India, beautiful part of India, 8 beautiful states, and art, craft, culture, cuisine, dances, music, humanity, people, tribes, whatsoever you can think of India's rich heritage, including biodiversity, maximum plant species for the herbal plantation for Ayurveda, that is also in northeast part of India. Today we have got 694th webinar, Sunday, 28th February. And from today onward, Madam Veena Raizada will take care of Northeast and ASEAN, this series, which we have to move forward. She is senior advisor, and she is the one who has got a very rich experience with education ecosystem, with skills, with competencies, with capabilities. Today, it's a proud privilege. We have got Madam Julie Subba from Manipur, Madam Nyoy Nyodu from Arunachal Pradesh, Tanisha, Rupsa, Sanskriti, and Sandy, my little kids, all the way from Meghalaya. We extend all of them a very warm welcome today to be with us over here. I'm thankful to Principal Tyrone, who had been instrumental in getting this program packed together and get everybody with Bina Raizada ma'am. On behalf of our chamber, we extend a very warm welcome. The whole world is one family. New education policy in India has come 2020 on 29th of July. This new education policy is going to be the game changer. Education got to be relevant to our day-to-day life. That is something very important which we have to take care of. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our chamber is working in the direction teachers and youth empowerment, and that is Atmanirbhar Bharat. Youth empowerment, teachers empowerment, and particularly the skills which are to be given to children. There's a finishing school and a finishing lab being set up by our institution. Now, there are 6 pillars of the Union Budget 2021. When we talk about this particular Union Budget, out of these 6 verticals which we have got, vertical number 4 plays very important role because that's on education. These are the takeaways as far as the new education policy is concerned. Under this, the budget has been increased by 9.5%. And this is something very important to our Northeast also, because government is going to set up 750 residential tribal areas schools and also infrastructure to be developed for tribal students. 100 new scenic schools are coming up and 15,000 schools to be implemented in this phase in the new education policy. Central University is coming up all the way in Leh Ladakh, which is the need of the hour. Welcome to beautiful Northeast India. Approximately 45.5 million beautiful people, 200 tribes, at least 475 ethnic groups, and the best part is 400 plus languages and dialect that is exclusively in Northeast. When I talk about school education, interaction, collaboration, and exchange of students, we have to make education relevant for our Northeast children. They need empowerment, teacher needs empowerment, and why can't we open up with the ASEAN? Northeast and ASEAN can do wonderful job. There can be a lot of exchange programs. I still recall on 8th of August 2016, we all were in Shillong, that beautiful place, and there was Northeast India ASEAN. There was a center, study center set up in ICC SSR in Nehu University campus. Education, skills, and entrepreneurship all are interrelated. Our chamber is doing a lot of beaming since morning. These are all the programs which our chamber offers. Today, immediately after this program, don't forget, I would request each one of you, those are watching this program, if you want to take any help from Government of India, remember, I repeat the words, if you want to take any help from Government of India, you want to become startup, you want to become entrepreneur, you want to be self-employed, what are the schemes available with the Government of India for my Northeast children, then don't forget, immediately after this at 5 p.m., watch on the YouTube a very special program for all of you that will come in. 6:30, we have got another freedom fighters. And tonight at 8 p.m., there's a special program on artificial intelligence in education. Ladies and gentlemen, next week is very important from tomorrow. There is a 1 week celebrations by ICSI. It's an International Women Week, 1st to 8th. And 8th, you will have a final program of the International Women Day. So all of us together, let's make education relevant. And with these words, I hand you over all to Madam Veena Raizada, and we start today's program. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in extending a very warm welcome to all of them. And there's a beautiful song of the national integration. Today you will see how the Northeast gets closer to North India. And there's a teacher's performance. That is the best part. All teachers, all educators, all principals, they are dancing together. They had come for 2 days training program. One day they had a indoor classroom discussion. Second day we made all of them actor. And Nyodu ma'am, she acted with them in that song. With these words, we extend a very hearty welcome to all of you today for joining us over here. Now, Sandy, Sanskriti, Tanisha, your mics are perfectly fine. The fourth girl, she's at 90 degree. Kindly change the mobile. Yes, kindly, no, change the direction of your mobile. You are, and yes, now it's okay, child. Yes, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And give me your name so that I can put your name over there. What's your name, child?
Sir, it's Rupsa.
How do you spell?
Rupsa.
Rupsa. Rupsa.
Yes, sir.
Okay, kindly check. Is it there now?
Not yet, sir. Not yet.
No, your name is there. We have written.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I request Veena ma'am to take on the stage and to take further proceedings.
Sir, focus video कैसे करेंगे? Because there is no situation of
You
pinning the
need
video.
no, you need not to worry, ma'am. I will play it from here when you will tell me.
No, I'm not playing anything. I just said keep
No.
focus video for everybody, na? Then when it's so do it right. So good
No.
afternoon, everyone. Greetings to all those who have joined us this afternoon from various parts of India as well as across the globe. I extend a very, very warm and hearty welcome to each one of you. Whose screen is that? Sir, somebody's screen is visible.
They will play it later, ma'am. They will play it later. I have told them.
No, you want me to begin with Nui ma'am, no?
No, ma'am. You start the program. You start the program, ma'am.
As speakers, you want me to start with Nui ma'am, no? Good afternoon, everyone. Greetings to all on this very special afternoon as we are all together here for a curtain raiser. We are stepping into the month of International Women's Day celebration on 8th March 21. And Dr. Gulshan Sharma has specially focus these next 3-month series exclusively on Northeast India. To begin with, few words that we witnessed just a few days back only. Touchdown confirmed, exclaimed Miss Swati Mohan as the world witnessed the landing of NASA Perseverance rover on Mars land. What a day to celebrate that, just after the celebration of International Women Day for Day of Women and Girls in Science. Wonderful moment. And it is like NASA's Swati Mohan, there are many other women across the globe as scientists, as aerospace engineers, as biotechnologists, as agriculturists, and many more fields. You name a field and you will find a woman breaking that barrier and going into exploration and venturing into every field. So all the listeners here, do you know who is the Missile Woman of India? Please put it in the chat of YouTube. I think sir would be checking it out. And who is known as the Agni Putri of India? Few names I'm sure we all need to know about. There are many more people. So look for the Missile Woman as well as Agni Putri of India. So what I just want to say, the expanse of the universe is our vision, and rising to touch the skies is the only first step for a journey of 1,000 miles that began way back in 1908, when 28th February was declared as the Women's Day by United States, and rest is a history which everybody knows. The International Women's Day theme for 2021, hashtag choose to challenge, which highlights the importance of challenging biases and misconceptions in the interest of creating a more inclusive and gender equal world. 5 years back when we had this theme, it was pledged for parity. Then it was followed by Be Bold for Change. Then it was Pressed for Progress, then Balance for Better, and then Each for Equal in 2020. Now, today is the time to reflect on where we were, where we have reached, and where we still need to do a lot more in order to make this world a peaceful and loving for each and every one. So when we say choose to challenge, it's an awakening call to each and every individual, each and every human being, because how do you challenge yourself, your beliefs, your theme system that drive you down? How do you rise from the failures and become that force to reckon with? How do you have persistence, patience, perseverance to go on with your vision? That probably is, each one of us can choose that challenge to be that one, because no one is like you, and that is the power of being you. So here we are commencing this series by the platform ICSI and Dr. Gulshan Sharma. Thank you so much for dedicating it to Northeast India, especially because 7 sisters, we all have grown with this kind of thought process. Beautiful places to go around, and I had the privilege of visiting almost all of them. So I welcome all the students from Sherwood School. Thank you, Principal Sir, for making that possible for us. Wonderful school of yours and wonderful themes on which the students are going to share. Ma'am Nyoi Nodu from Arunachal, right? And then Miss Julie Subha from Manipur. So sir wanted me to start with a song on national integration and something that Nyoi ma'am is going to share with all of us. So she's going to talk about role of women and what as teachers, as educators, we can do for national integration. That's so close to everybody's heart, that how do we stand united as a nation? So over to Nyoi ma'am. Nyoi ma'am, the stage is all yours.
Okay. Hello, ma'am. Hi. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, heartiest welcome to everyone and greetings and love from Arunachal. I mean, first of all, I just like to start with thanking Ma'am and my mentor and my guide, Major Dr. Gulshan Sharma, for giving me this platform to speak and come on this webinar. I'm like really touched by this gesture of both of you. Actually, we here in Arunachal, we are having rainfall, like heavy rainfall. So I don't know if my voice would be like really audible or not. And if it disconnect in between, I'll try to reconnect again. Okay. Okay, and welcome every one of you. So today I would like to speak on the women empowerment with education focus in Northeast. So basically, what do we have been hearing about women empowerment? Like always, we should encourage women empowerment. But what exactly is women empowerment? So in a very simple word, I would just like to put it up in this way: women empowerment means giving power in the hands of women. So basically, without irrespective of any discrimination between gender or tribe or yeah, whatever, but then just giving the power to women is called women empowerment. We all know that in Northeast, we comparatively with the other parts of India, we Northeastern have better chances of education. But what we fail is when we try to go for further studies, for further higher degrees, we are not encouraged because we are pushed towards domestic life. Also, mainstream jobs like medical, teaching are preferred for women, and their dreams to do something new and entrepreneurial are all curbed. But then I followed my dream. I am very passionate about traveling. I am a traveler, so I decided to join Arunachal Tourism as a tourism teacher. So I am learning, I'm earning, and I'm also doing what I am interested into. But at the end of the day, northeastern women and are also at the end of the day, women in Northeast are also like other girls in India. They're seen to be like sorry. Hello. Yeah, okay. But at the end of the day, women in Northeast, like any other girl in India, are seen as caretaker. Hello. Hello.
Go ahead. It's going on fine.
Ma'am, you are on mute.
Your mic is mute now.
Your mic is muted.
Is it fine?
Yes.
Is it fine? Okay,
it was perfectly fine. Go ahead.
Okay. It's also my first presentation on webinar. I'm like a bit nervous as well.
No, you should not be. Veena
Okay.
Raizada ma'am is a female. All are female. Principal is a very simple person. I have already disappeared from the screen, so nothing to worry. Go ahead. Northeast is yours. Julie
Yes,
ma'am, you have
yes.
met earlier. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Yeah, I was just sharing it with you. Like at the end of the day, women in Northeast are also like other girls in India. They are also seen as the caretaker of the family and are expected to sideline their career in others in order to raise their family. So it is very difficult for us. But then if you have the will, if you have the passion to do what you love, I think you can like definitely reach your goal. And the main target of education is to highlight someone so that he or she can empower herself and take his or her own decision, right? But this very benefit of education is not ensured among women, as they have very minimal role in decision making, mostly in Northeast India, be it social sphere, be it political sphere. But then we are not given that much of rights to speak in front of this society. And also I would like to share with I don't want to stretch my my talk much, but then I would like to share that we look up when it comes to Arunachal, we look upon these two ladies of Arunachal. Like they're very famous in Arunachal. We look upon them when we think of doing something new, when we think of doing starting something new up. So I just like to mention few names. One is Miss Murang Rina. She is like she has started this free roadside library in Arunachal. So this in Arunachal, in order to help people who doesn't have access to books books and libraries. She has also collaborated with many library department in Arunachal, in like government department, to spread awareness of reading and libraries in Arunachal. And we have one ma'am, like she's very famous Indian poet, novelist, journalist, and I'm very proud. I can say it very proudly because she's from Arunachal, and her name is Mamang Dai, Mrs. Mamang Dai, and she has received the prestigious Padma Shri Award in 2011, and also she has received Sahitya Academic Award in 2017. So I feel like education has helped them to come to the forefront of the society. Also, I'd like to share one more thing. Like I was in Punjab, I was in Chandigarh back in 2017. Yeah, and I attended this national integration program for teachers, and we had teachers from various part of Punjab. And that is the song sir was about to play in like maybe after I end up my talk, we'll be able to listen to that song. So this is basically on national integration. I acted on it, like it's just like few clips from my acting as well. But then okay, sorry playing this song. These are all teachers, educators from various parts.
धरती शहीदां किसानां दिए वीरां ते गबरू जवानां दिए शान भारत दी पंजाब दिए हो मिट्टी गुरु गोबिंद ते नानक महाना दिए एवें ते नहीं स्वर्ग में कहंदा अपने इस पंजाब
The uniqueness of this song is it's a national integration song that the Northeast kids and Northeast teachers, those that come to North India, and they were taking 2 days special training program, all teachers, and all these actors, they are not actors, those are performing. They all are principals of various schools and colleges, those that come to Punjab, and it's a national integration program that Northeast and North India and the entire India, we all are one. So anything is possible. Every teacher got to give the best. Now this shot which you are seeing over here, imagine these are all principals to whom you are seeing here in this shot. And all these principals from Punjab, Haryana, Himachal, and they brought Nyoy ma'am and other Northeast children in this song. It is Nyoy ma'am who is putting on Punjabi costumes, and she is performing with all principals of Punjab. That is the national integration, and that is the spirit which we have to bring.
नवी रोशनी नवा सवेरा देखो ऐठे लाके फेरा ओ जी आया नू इस बरे विच चुम लो इस गुलाब नू इस बरे विच जी आया नू इस बरे विच जी आया नू इस बरे विच चुम लो इस गुलाब नू पंज दरियावां दा अमृत मिलिया है इस दे आप नू एवें ते नहीं स्वर्ग हां कहंदे अपने इस पंजाब नू
अपने इस पंजाब नू अपने इस पंजाब नू अपने इस पंजाब नू अपने इस पंजाब नू
I think that's wonderful, Nuri ma'am. We must congratulate you and all the participants out there in that program, where
Thank
you
you.
could make the principals, the leaders of this organizations to really dance to your tunes. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Without further ado, I'd like to give opportunity for my fellow panelists to speak on for today. And so I'd like to conclude with just one saying that I believe and I also love is like, do what you love and do what you love and love what you
What
do.
you do, right? That's something I also adore that. Something that you have given a very good message, because national integration, we know it, how it comes easily, so easily, social and emotional integration through music, through dance, through poetry. And that is how that part of your performance along with the principal is definitely evident that how everybody gets integrated. Thank you so much and keep up
Thank
the
you.
spirit. And
Yeah, everyone.
definitely do what you love and love what you do is the punchline that always goes on with everybody. Thank you so much for sharing your views. Coming next, Arunachal, by the way, is also known as the land of the rising sun. And
Rising
I have been to Tawang, I have been to Tenga
Ah,
Valley, everywhere all around Tarang. Right?
yeah.
That's a wonderful place to be out there. So I think next I would be requesting Miss Julie Subha ma'am from Manipur. The way the name itself tells you, Manipur. So Jewel of India, that is how Jewel of India, it was described, Manipur was described by Jawaharlal Nehru himself. In fact, each state of part of that northeastern India, the seven sisters that we have learnt about, is distinct in its own way. The landmarks, the flora, fauna, everything, exotic places in the monasteries that I have visited in Arunachal. They are wonderful places to be around. So Julie Subha ma'am, unmute yourself, and the place is all yours to share your views. And she talks about role of women in education. And I'm sure we all agree that women are contributing the maximum to any educational institution. If you find any school, maximum lot of the teachers in the, especially in the kindergarten to 5 section, is definitely all females. So how do you have the tender care? How do you have give that personal touch to children in the lower age group is definitely the hallmark of every woman. So over to Julie ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening. And I should say greetings from Manipur to Raizada madam and Major Sharma. I'm really happy today to be given this opportunity to come to this platform and to speak about women empowerment through education. So when I see my state, the empowerment is there only. Like, you know, the woman, when we go back to the history also, like the women participated in the war, like during the British era. So now, like when we can see the women are actively participating in the economic activity and the social. So, but still we need we need empowerment for the women through educations. Educations doesn't mean like going to schools and learning the ABCD. I mean, like whatever skills they have at the moment, this women, they are actively participating in the business activities, economic activity. They need to be given some knowledge, skills, and values so that they can influence themselves as an example and they can do some betterment for the society. That's what I believe, like, you know, this is what we really need at the moment. Compared to the other parts of the country, the women, they grew up in a more liberal, you know, environment. facing less hostile challenges, unlike the other male counterparts, So what I really want to convey to the whole people, who attended this program today is we need a little bit of boost for the women at the moment. Whatever knowledge they have, we need to take these things further so that they can influence the society and can build a better world. This is my message, for the whole people who attended these programs from the Northeast, from Manipur. So,
okay, great knowledge. I'm sure everybody can acquire even from the net nowadays, but skills development and the passion that Nui ma'am and you talk about, one has to stand up oneself. One has to speak up for oneself. One has to follow the dreams that you want to achieve for. That is how it goes up. So there's no one like you. That's the power of being with you. So that is what probably every individual, irrespective of the gender, every person has to stand up and choose to challenge the insecurities, the fears, the doubts that they have within themselves so that they can emerge successful. Rest, everything is available. So it's the passion, it's the personal desire, it is the personal perseverance to go on undaunted with what you want. That's what is very important. So we will give you the platform, we'll give you the opportunities, equality of opportunity. Let's raise a generation of equality, where every child, every individual, every human being is respected as a human being. That is when the world would be a better place to live in for all of us. Now we'll be beginning with students, and Tanisha ji, get ready for that. So as Tanisha told me that she will be talking about the business, the entrepreneurship skills, some of the exceptional women in her area, Northeast. So nothing is impossible according to her version, because the word itself says you are possible. So your thoughts define you. So choose to challenge those thoughts that are putting you down. How Northeast women are challenging up to a new age of entrepreneurship is what Tanisha is going to share with all of us. So what is an entrepreneurship? What are the mindset? What are the skills? How some of them, which she adores, have actually proved that you can do it. So it's over to Tanisha. For the stage is all yours. Unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Go on.
I'm Tanisha Das from 9th Standard Sherwood School. I'm from Tura, Meghalaya. My family consists of 4 people: my parents, my elder sister, and me. My father is a business owner. My mom is a teacher, and my sister is doing her graduation. And I would like to talk about Tura because many people don't know about Tura. So Tura is a green place. It is green and clean as compared to many cities in India. It is a small town with beautiful environment. It has various picnic spots with rivers and trees. It has a beautiful weather. The summers and winters and monsoons all are beautiful. I'm here to talk about the women in corporate world in Northeast. The women have always struggled and been caged to crush their dreams and look after their homes. Their ambitions and dreams were never valued and respected. But in comparison, Northeast has in Northeast, women are more respected and they are more empowered, and they are given more freedom as compared to other states in India. So first of all, I would like to give you examples. So I would like to talk about Rita Teli from Arunachal Pradesh. She is an agriculture engineer from Zero Valley, Arunachal Pradesh. She is India's first Kiwi wine brewer. In 2018, she was honored with the Women Transformer India Awards, organized by United Nations and NITI Aayog. She studied and trained as an agriculture engineer from NERIST, Northeastern Regional Institute of Science and Technology, Nijuli, Arunachal Pradesh. She turned abundant kiwi fruits into one of the finest wine in India. She is the chairperson and managing director of Lambu Subu Food, and her company produced the country's first organic wine, and it was launched in October 2017. The wine was branded Nara Aba. Rita's winery has a plant capacity of 40,000 liter per batch. According to Rita Tage, the winery was the important solution of closing the gap between the traditional and technology. This commercial venture has changed and touched the lives of many farmers because most of the farmers were at the verge of quitting kiwi farming. The 2,300 square feet winery in Zero currently employs 25 people formally and many other local farmers who are directly or indirectly connected and engaged to the factory. The kiwi fruit wine is completely organic. The factory follows all norms of manufacturing systems. The Nara Aba wine has been given a clean certificate of composition according to lab analysis. Then we have Jenicelyn Mary Pingrove from Meghalaya. She is the co-founder and business head of Daniel Sam's ethnic fashion house, Meghalaya. She was born and brought up in Shillong, Meghalaya, and completed her schooling from Loreto Convent School. Jenicelyn then pursued BBA from St. Anthony's College, Shillong, Meghalaya. And after MBA from BIMM Pune, Maharashtra, she came back to her native place with the aim to help generate self-employment opportunities to the artisans, particularly the weavers of the state. Her childhood dream was to join the army or police force, but the reason why she couldn't join as usual was because at that time also the society didn't accepted women working out of the house, and women working in the defense was definitely a big deal, and she was restricted to work there. Daniel Sam's ethnic fashion house aims to revive, sustain, and promote the tradition and culture of Northeast India through fashion with the cause. Gensi's pillars of motivation and strength are her mother, sisters, friends, and weavers. They are the reason that motivates her to keep going, despite the hurdles and hardships that the work entails. These women were not only being successful for themselves, but they also worked for the society. They gave back to the society. But even now, although India is a developing country, people's mentality remains the same. Their opinion is that there is no point of sending a woman out of the house. She only belongs to the kitchen, to the house, looking after the kids, looking after the family. That's it. And she is not supposed to earn, and a man can definitely cannot sit in his house and let his wife go outside and work. That was impossible. So they do not even send them to schools. The young girls were not provided education, which was a human right, which everyone deserved. And their talent and the skills were shattered at that very moment, and they were only taught the household work. They did not even get the chance to discover their skills and capabilities, and which I think every person has to find the identity. Why is he present in what is the existence of this person? What capabilities do you have? What is your talent? But these young girls, they do not even get that opportunity.
Tanisha, be on
The
the
education
video,
is the
please.
first step.
Tanisha, put on your video, please. Turn it. Yes, that's right.
Even though the government has provided free education, but the parents they do not send their daughters to schools. These are the problems that women face even before getting a job. but there are also various problems that women face and the struggles they have after getting a job, after setting a career. So, first of all, the problem is that the women do not get the equal payment as the men. The fight for equal wages continue. In rural areas, in agriculture sector, the daily wage of men is rupees 264.05 and rupees 205.32 per woman. In non-agriculture sector, the average daily wage for men is rupees 271.17, and for women it is rupees 205.90. Then the second problem which most of the women have faced in their workplace is sexual harassment. The Me Too movement has brought up various cases, and the women have finally spoken up that they have experienced these issues. The women in the workplace report have found that 35% of women in full-time corporate jobs have faced sexual harassment. Another study by EEOC estimates that 75% of women who are victims of such problems will not report their harassment, especially when the abuser is in a senior position. They know that in a country where unemployment is a problem, and if the women will definitely not get a chance.
Tanisha would like you to
get a
wind
job.
up quickly, please.
Okay, ma'am. They definitely won't get a chance to even go and look for a job. So, if they file a complaint about the seniors, they will definitely lose a job. And just for the sake of their career and fulfilling their dreams, they remain silent and they do not take any actions against it. Then women also face pregnancy discrimination, which includes treating a woman unfavorably because of pregnancy and childbirth. The Pregnancy Discrimination Act (PDA) forbids such discrimination against pregnant women when it comes to any form of employment, such as firing, promotions, or taking a leave for pregnancy or health insurance.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tanisha, for sharing such beautiful thoughts. And I would really conclude with certain points taken from your talk, that you need not have a degree actually in order to do entrepreneurship. It is the dream that you want to work for. So knowledge, skills, and the mindset that you have. So I would really like you to ponder over that. How are you doing it for yourself, for your classmates, or how is your school helping you out to have that growth mindset of being an entrepreneur, and how does it work it out for the kind of issues that you have talked about. So the only thing that I can tell you is stand up, speak up, be bold, be brave, be the change that you want to see. Create a ripple wherever you stand, so that that ripple travels far and has an impact on changing the mindset of all around you, because there is a change of mindset of the whole society, whole system in which we are, that needs to change their attitude towards every individual, especially the women. Thank you so much for sharing. We'll go over to Sanskriti Mishra, are you ready out there? Who is going to talk about women in literature in Northeast. And I was reading about Jaya Bhattacharya's blog on Google. She has few lines she's quoted 2 books, The Mary That I Am, and then Crafting the Word Writings. So she's talked about these 2 compilation of collections, showing that each one of the states of Northeast has got a distinct style of writing, distinct style. They might be translating, but those translations are not visible in that. So the way they fit into fiction, prose, poetry is a wonderful way of literature there. The few lines that I would really like to share with all of you is, the patriarchy socialized me to stay an obedient woman. The capitalist socialized me to buy products, products, and products. The media socialized me to listen, listen, listen. The women folk socialized me, the man. And but I am no, no, no woman. I want to stand up for myself. That's I am adding from myself. She's quoted these lines in her blog, showing that how women, what Tanisha talked about, that what are the issues of curtailing their freedom. But there are people like Neoi ma'am also and Julie ma'am also who talk about how the women can rise against these things and speak for themselves, work for their dream. So it's over to Sanskriti. Please be brief so that we have time for others also. Over to Sanskriti to share that Northeastern women are doing in literature. Right. Thank you. Over to
So
Sanskriti.
first
It's
of
all
all,
yours.
a very a very good afternoon to all the distinguished dignitaries present here. I'm Sanskriti Kumari Mishra and I study in Sherwood School. I hail from Bihar and stay here and study in Sherwood School. So my father is a lawyer and my mother is a housemaker. I'm very grateful for being given this opportunity to speak on such an important topic like Northeast Indian women and contribution in literature. India is a land of diverse cultures. So, and our Northeast has its own beauty and is very rich in culture. So, how do we represent our beauty of our culture? There may be many answers to this question, but one for a fact is literature. You may ask why literature? Literature is simply because it's the very reflection of our society. When a literary writer writes something about his or her work, it reflects us about his experience or her experience in his life or her life. The goods and the bads both affect their writing implicitly and explicitly. Literature conveys what lies at the heart of our society and culture. To emphasize on this point, I would like to cite the works of few well-known writers and how they impacted our society. Nabnita Kanungo, who is a poet from Shillong, was empowered by her paternal uncle to develop the appreciation of literature in her heart and was supported by her family too. She once felt that there's a lot of misogyny in poetry circle today. She once experienced it at the translation festival in Silchar that the brazen sexism and unnecessarily patronizing attitude of certain figures of literature there was very disturbing in a way. It showed how certain sections of male literacy or literary order comfortably deny a women writer her intelligence. But this never stopped her from moving forward and forward in her life. There were people who genuinely engaged with her work, appreciated it, and supported her. These things inspired her for writing more. Mamang Dai, another well-known poet, novelist, and journalist from Arunachal Pradesh, she was awarded with the Sahitya Academy Award in 2017 for her novel The Black Hill. She's the first woman from Arunachal Pradesh to be selected for IAS. Some of her famous works include Arunachal Pradesh, The Hidden Land, and Mountain Harvest, The Food of Arunachal. She's an inspiration to so many people, and rightly, she's awarded with the Padma Shri in 2011. Through her works, she has portrayed a mesmerizing picture of her home state, Arunachal Pradesh, and has enhanced the beauty of her culture. Apart from Nabnita Kanungo and Mamang Dai, there are many women writers who have penned down their thoughts and portrayed the beauty of their culture. Yishi Adoma, Janvi Barua, Nabina Das, Nizara Hazarika, Arundhati Roy are few other who have beautified our northeastern literature through their efforts. it was not easy for the literature to blossom in Northeast due to various reasons. Insurgency, lack of political stability, and poor infrastructure made the road all the more difficult. Yet their ceaseless efforts in contributing to our literature is something that is admirable. To sum it up, I feel that they teach us some wonderful lessons, not getting frightened and facing every adversity to achieve what you have perceived is the most prominent of all. Their relentless efforts surely inspired thousands of girls like me to keep working for our goals, irrespective of every impediment that is to come our way. Now that I'm speaking about this, I can say that I'm being empowered by the International Chamber of Service Industry and Sherwood School, which also which also is an encouragement to me. That's it.
Thank you, Sanskriti. What a wonderful thought to share that. But the most important point is you summed it up with the inspiration that you feel that you get through that and how you are feeling empowered. I wish every girl child, every individual from your school and in your area takes that inspiration from you to be that influencer, be that spark, ignite the minds around you, and be that force that brings the change around you. Wish you all the best. Right. NEP 2020 talks about all this national integration, which Neoy ma'am talked about, role of women in education, women empowerment, how teachers should be empowered with continuous professional development, and even how everything should be related to our cultural heritage. So it's a wonderful talk that is woven around on the platform of ICSI. Sandy, be ready out there. And here is that girl who talks about sports and how NEP 2020 talks about integration of physical education, arts into education. And here we have Sandy, who will be, I hope you yourself are also doing lots of sports. So how sports women from Northeast India are raising the bar of performance in almost every sport that is so specific and unique to them. Who hasn't heard about Mary Kom and Hima Das and many more from there who have really broken that ceiling that we talk about? So there are people who prove that we can do it. So it's over to Sandy to talk about sports. And do tell us that you are a sportswoman, you're a sports girl yourself. Over to Sandy for that. Over to Sandy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
Continue.
I am Sandy Leitanthim. I study in Sherwood School. I am from Imphal, Manipur, but I am staying here since years since my father works for a central government. My family is a joint family. I consider myself a truly lucky person to have my grandparents and my parents who always support me. I have a younger brother who also studies in Sherwood in class 5. In this webinar, I am going to speak about Northeast women in sports. In a country like ours, where sports is often dominated by men, making a challenge for women to participate in sports. Sportswomen are invisibilized, and when it comes to women in Northeast, even more so. Everyone are aware regarding the contribution of men in sports, but we need to highlight the achievements of women too. Though Northeast sports women have proved their mettle in many national and international arenas, most of them remain unknown to the average Indians. If I ask people of the names of Indian sportswomen, most people will have only a handful of names, and women from Northeast are unlikely to feature on the list. It was observed that right from the early 20th century, the statuses of women had been changing gradually. It was only after the independence of India under the able leadership of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the constitutional makers and national leaders started strongly demanding and also reiterating the equal social position of women with men. But the various events and incidents that has been happening in the country for a period of time reveals that clearly that women are discriminated, abused, tortured, and harassed both in public and also in families. Unsurprisingly, sports which have the careers of the most passionate and the aspiring is also a major concern when it comes to the issue of gender discrimination. Women's participation in sports has a long history. It is a history marked by discrimination, but also a history filled with major accomplishments by female athletes and important advances for gender equality. Most people still hold the belief that sports are harmful to women's health, particularly to their reproductive health. However, the data available suggests that women derive many health benefits from participating in sports. Our Northeast sports women and their achievements often go unseen and unheard. So let's take a look at some women who have made Northeast and the whole India proud. Mary Kom, Kalpana Devi, H.L. Ruat Feli, Gohela Boro, Deepa Karmakar, Anshu Jamsenpa are some of the inspiring names of Northeast who have always inspired the students, the people of Northeast to do better in sports. Schoolgirls everywhere are taught that wherever they go, they can have their dreams and also fulfill them. But with this education and knowledge, they should also be given some encouragement and support in many ways. I would like to take example of a well-known figure, Mary Kom. In her life, the difficulties were such that she wanted to give up. But the only thing that she didn't do was to give up. And she also inspired many people to do the same. In a life, we need a person who always supports us. And in her life, the role was done by her husband. She got the support that she needed. And even after getting married and having 2 kids, she didn't stop from anything. She didn't stop herself from practicing, doing things that were not imaginable for a woman to do at that time. But attending this webinar and speaking a bit on women, Northeast women in sport, I feel that I got much of learned from everyone. I am happy and that this session will always be a good learning. And I would like to end this by saying that it is not about gender discrimination or women empowerment. It is only about one thing, that is giving one and judging them on the ability they have. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, Sandy, but you still have to answer my question. Are you yourself doing any sports?
Yes, ma'am. I am really interested in sports myself. I really like to play badminton.
Great.
And I'm doing myself best to try and do something good in that sport.
Great. So let me tell you, I have been a founder principal of a girls' institution. And then I have ensured that girls of my school participated right up to the national level in basketball, volleyball, athletics. Both my children, my son and daughter, are national level basketball players. So I'm so much fan of like every child, irrespective of girl or boy, doing sports, because that's what keeps you disciplined. Because the best of discipline comes from the fields. Cooperation, teamwork, leadership, collaboration, everything comes from the field. So I'm happy that the school is doing so much, and residential schools have lots of opportunities for every child to play and participate in that. And I would also like to share with you the story of Arunima Sinha for all the audience out there. She's 7 times volleyball championship player out there, but how she was thrown out of her running train, how she got her leg amputated and all that, and still she went to that and she's the first woman to climb Mount Everest with the amputated leg. So it's the passion, it's a desire, it is the fire within you, that spark within you that keeps you alive, that Julie ma'am talked about, that Tanisha talked about, that Sanskriti, that Nui ma'am talked about. So keep that spark alive. So now it is finally our turn of Ruksa, and it is something very sensitive issue that she is going to talk about, is the politics. So I'm sure we have a politician in the making with Ruksa. Please switch on your video. So I was reading about Brookings India's report on the participation of Northeast women in politics and their representation. If you read the whole report, you will find Meghalaya leading in everything. But they may be participating, they may be voting, they may do, but the rise to that position where there could be policy makers, where there could be part of that committees where they could take the decision, that still needs to be done. And I'm happy that you are talking about the women in politics and their role in making women more empowered, powerful via their actions, via their deeds. It's over to Ruksa. Stage is all yours. Ruksa, please switch on your video and then go. Ruksa, are you there? Till she connects back, I'm sure something that we have all shared today is for the youth, for the current generation to understand that we all together as educators, as parents, as mentors, as society, as the nation, as a district, have to raise a generation of equality where each human being is respected for whatever he or she is, irrespective of color, caste, and gender. That is what probably every educator, everyone needs. I think she's lost her connection. She's not there still with us. So we're waiting for Ruksa to join us. So national integration, physical and sports integration, the art integration, everything NEP 2020 is talking about. And that is how NEP is being looked upon as the master stroke that will make India a knowledge superpower. Rupsa, are you there? Rupsa? Rupsa? Please. Rupsa, it's over to you, please. Rupsa, can you hear us?
Am I audible?
Rupsa, please. Yes, now, please go on.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, please go on.
Okay, good afternoon to all present. I am Rupsa Marak of Sherwood School, Tura, class 9. I live in Tura. I am from a family of 5. My father is a school teacher, and my mother, she is a government servant. I am the youngest of my siblings. I have an elder brother and an elder sister. So I am presented today to speak about women in politics, especially the focus is on Northeast. And I would like to point out the fact that politics and education go hand in hand. So I have a brief thing to speak about education, the importance of education. So, I would like to kick off with a quote from Mary Wollstonecraft. She is a very prominent personality in feminism. She says, strengthen the female mind by enlarging it, and there will be an end to blind obedience, which is a very strong statement, and I really support the idea. So women constitute almost half of the population, but the hegemonic ideology made them suffer a lot as they were denied their rights. Women were not treated like humans, let alone as equal. They were treated as objects and property. They were exchanged. They were sold. But the rise in feminist ideas, they demanded education. That was the most pressing demand. So educated women play a very important role in a developing country. Womankind is very important for a country because they're crucial to the economic growth. If India could be a superpower if the women get equal opportunities and participation. So I want to shift our focus to the northeastern states. Regarding women representation, the largest among the seven sisters is Assam, having approximately 1.1 lakh women voters out of 2.3. But much to my dismay, only 8 candidates have won. The women, only 8 candidates. So, and there's this woman she's from Manipur. She is Irom Sharmila. I'm positive you guys must have heard about her. She's called the Iron Lady of Manipur. She shook the conscience of the nation by fasting for 16 long years. She hadn't eaten anything against the state brutality, the Arms Act. And she made such a strong statement with that sacrifice of hers for 16 long years. And yet, she was defeated. No matter her well-meaning enterprise and social activism, she was defeated because she wasn't backed up by a big party, a political party. So, and there are more women I would like to talk about. So there is Sanjukta Parashar. She is an IPS officer. She's also known as the Iron Lady of Assam. She was the first woman to have been appointed as an IPS officer in Assam. She has arrested over 64 militants and taken down 16 of them. She has also seized tons of arms and ammunition. Sanjukta is known to be a dedicated and courageous officer, best known for fighting terrorism and corruption. So, and there is Vinalakshmi Nefram. She's from Manipur. She hails from Manipur. She's a humanitarian and gender rights activist. She has been fighting relentlessly for womankind, for the entire womankind. And I would like to talk about the matrilineal system that we have in the northeastern states, mostly Meghalaya, the Khasi and the Garo tribes. They are Mathi tribes in these regions, and they follow a matrilineal system. They carry their mother's name instead of their father's. So it's actually this is a very mistaken concept of matrilineal. I have heard from a lot of people that Meghalaya is a matriarchal state, which is, I'm telling you, it's a myth. It's not. It's a matrilineal state, which matrilineal and matriarchy have a vast difference. Matrilineal is the practice of tracing descent through the mother's line, but a man can still be in power. But matriarchy, a woman is the dominant gender, which it's not in Meghalaya. So that's one myth debunked. But women, in comparison to the rest of India, are doing better, especially in public health and education. Sex ratio at the national level is 940 females per 1,000 males, but the situation in the northeastern states of Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and Sikkim is better. Incidents of female feticide and infanticide are almost nil. Total literacy rate is higher than the national average. Gender gap is narrowed down. The definite rise of the female literate class in the northeastern societies, which sooner or later will impact the occupational structure as well as peace politics. So that's a good state we are living in. It's better than the West, I must say. So, pardon me.
Rupsa, are you thinking of entering the politics and when you grow up?
No, ma'am, actually, I aspire to be a writer. I write.
You aspire to be a writer. Okay, so
write.
you'll do the editorials of big newspapers, right?
Well, actually, I'm much of a story writer. I am into politics, but I don't really want to get into it.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing your pointers with so much of statistical analysis that you have with you. However, we all understand there are a lot many issues to as related to women empowerment, and our society still is struggling to really overcome all of them. There is no chance of welfare of the world if one part, that is the women, remains in the lower level. So everyone has to be empowered. It's everyone, because there's no bird that can fly with one wing. So therefore it is, I mean, probably we all have to think over the measures as individuals, as mothers, as parents, that how can we bring up our children with gender equality. Both girls, how do we raise our boys is equally important. How do we raise as girls, right? So both the genders, how do we bring up our children? How do we address them when they are in the class? How do we maintain that gender equality in every action, every word that we talk about? So how do we raise a generation that is talking of equality? And I'm happy that the current generation is more into equality. Equality doesn't mean I don't have to be the same as men, but given me an opportunity to perform so that I can have financial freedom, financial independence. I can speak for myself. I can defend myself. I can argue and justify my actions. So with that, I would really like to thank each one of the participants, Neui ma'am, Julie ma'am, Tanisha, Sandy, Rupsa, Sanskriti, and Tyrone sir for giving this platform, those views from, via their students and via your contributions, Neoi and Julie ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Gulshan Sharma, to give us that platform where we could share our views with many of the people around who have joined with us this afternoon. And I once again say that, Dr. Gulshan Sharma, it's a wonderful opportunity of this curtain raiser on a day when this was declared as a Women's Day way back in, I think, 1908. And however it became the International Women Day, we have International Girl Day for the girl, we have we have so many international days for the women empowerment. But the essence of celebrating these days is that we all wake up. We all wake up to the issues and concerns that we need to address. So how do we empower each individual, every girl child, by giving an equal opportunity of learning, learning skills, learning knowledge, doing what they want, and they have the platform to speak for themselves. With that, it is over to Dr. Gulshan Sharma.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Veena ma'am. From today, oh, you can't hear me. Can you hear now?
Yes, yes, perfectly fine now.
Okay. So today it's a wonderful beginning, and I'm so grateful to Veena Raizada ma'am. She is so experienced, she is well experienced, and I always feel Northeast needs a lot of support in education. And the the path to progress, prosperity, people, humanity, development, everything towards Northeast goes via education. We should empower education as much as possible, but that is possible when Mr. Tyrone, when Nyoi ma'am, when Julie ma'am, when Tanisha, when Rupsa, when Sandy, when Sanskriti increases the bandwidth of the internet connectivity in the Northeast. That is something very important which we have to work on. So all of them, they need a better bandwidth. They need a better connectivity. They need more and more inputs. And Veena ma'am, I'm telling you today, my soul, my spirit, and my heart says that this particular journey which you have accepted, kindly take on these people on board. Mr. Tyrone can be helpful to you because he's a headmaster. And next to Mr. Tyrone, there is one B.Ed college also of the girls.
Yes, sir.
Those are completing their B.Ed and they need some support. We will support them whatever they need. The father, the father over there, the principal had come last week to me. And there is a beautiful networking in entire Northeast. From today onward, you start giving job to Nyoy ma'am and Julie ma'am, take a work from them. And these small kiddies which we have got today, we should keep encouraging them. And till the time Rupsa becomes the minister in the Northeast, we should keep working on this project. So my blessings to everyone, my thanks to everyone. And Veena Raizada ma'am will meet all of you next Sunday at 3 p.m. with yet another very powerful program. And next week, we will be in the middle of the International Women Week, because 8th of March.
8th March is Monday, and we are doing that on 1st.
Yeah,
However,
so-
today was also the right day to have a curtain raiser of the event.
Yeah. But she will do the other program on the eve of the International Women Day next Sunday. That is at 3 p.m. Lots of blessings to all of you. And we need national integration. We got to link Northeast better. We got to bring Northeast in the main fold. Honorable Prime Minister is already taking a lot of initiative. Vocational skills, competencies, capabilities, encouragement, women empowerment, all the buzzwords which comes to my mind, because next birth I will be reborn in Northeast, because moksha to mere ko milna nahi hai. So I have to come back on this planet again, and I will be a part of the Northeast